Hello viewers, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I have a puzzle to solve. It appears that this Linhai 400 ATV has developed a few issues. The first of these is that there is often a loud belt-type squeal starting off from a standstill. The second is that the engine is now also revving noticeably higher before it starts to move. The third, and final, problem that I've noticed is that there's a gear grind when attempting to select either high, low, or reverse while the engine is running. There isn't the same similar issue, however, when the engine is not on. So it looks like the first thing we need to do is take a look at the CVT. Now I've taken the liberty already of removing the foot cover and the side panel, and of course the dust cover for the CVT that's down there on the ground. You may see it there, taking out all the bolts and everything, and just to save a little bit of time, so we can get right into investigating what's going on here. Thing I wanted to check first here, because I know that this engine has rubberized engine mounts, and I have a feeling that there might be an issue with them. So I'm just going to try something here just to see if I can get some slack in the, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can see when I pull on the engine, you can see that the belts seem to be slackening up. So I may actually have a bit of an issue as well with some of the engine mounts might need replacing, because there's movement there when I pull sideways on the engine. All right, so that might be one issue that we have to look into. Another issue might be the belt itself is already worn. Now, according to the manual, the belt should be 22.6 millimeters, I believe, when you buy it straight from the factory. You get it in your hot little hands out of your package, postage package, and the wear limit is 21 millimeters. So that's one thing that we should check. I'm going to take a caliper here and see what do we have. This might be the reason why it's squealing, but this would not be the reason why, I don't think anyway, that it would not be going into gear. Let's see, what do we get? I get 22 point something, it looks like. I should put my glasses on, maybe then I can actually read what it says. I got 22 and a half there. Let's try this spot here. Maybe we'll get a different measure. Just double check. Should probably always check in multiple points. Just a little over 22 millimeters. So according to the manual, that should be fine. So the belt shouldn't be the reason for a slip here, and it doesn't look cracked or worn. It looks pretty good, actually. One thing I will mention here now, when I did take the dust cover off, I did get a little surprise. And, well, I wasn't that surprised, but this little fella fell out of the cover. Yeah, that's a spring for the clutch. For the clutch back there, the secondary clutch. So I would say there's an issue probably there with this, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't check the primary pulley system and at the same time. Now that we have it open, might as well take a look. Okay, so I've loosened off the retaining bolts now with the impact wrench, because I have an impact wrench nowadays changing winter tires on the vehicles, and it's just handy when you want to get these kind of nuts off in a hurry and you don't want to have to buy all the retaining arms and all these whatever special tools that you have to hold them in place. I mean, not that you shouldn't have those things, I like to use the impact because it's a lot faster, a lot quicker to get things done. Right, so another thing that I was a little suspicious of, because I couldn't engage the gears. Is there something going on with the weights here? Are they jammed or something, or what's going on? So I'll pull this fan part off here, the fan part of the pulley. As you can probably see, there's some rings on here. Now they don't. There's a little bit of a groove there. That might be an issue. I'll probably order a new one just in case as a spare. Take the belt off here. Try not to get any grease or anything on it. Just roll that off. All right. Let's go. Get started. There we go. Put that away for now. There's the other half. Not much there. Seals look okay. Let's see how she comes off now. Nice and easy. Slide her off. Put her over there. Okay. Push that in. Let's see. Let's take a look now how she operates. Well, she's moving pretty smooth. I don't think there's any really smooth. This looks like factory as well. I don't think these have ever been off of here. FJ131004-180. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this, I'd say this is a factory system here. The other one looks factory as well. Well, this seems to be operating just fine, except for a little bit of, just a little bit of groove in there. I can probably resurface this and then repurpose it, use it again. So I'll put those away for now. Put them down there on my towel. And let's take a look then at the secondary. Okay, so let's take the nut off of here as well. Like I said, I already loosened these. Look, you can see the factory. At least I think those are factory marks there. That's what I understand those to be. There's green ones as well on here. Green and yellow seem to be, and white seem to be the colors they used factory to mark their bolts and whatnot. Right, so let's put that down here. Where did I put that other? There it is. Good. Don't lose your nuts and bolts. Good to keep them in the right order as well. So you can probably see, this should just slide off. You can probably see from looking at this that there's this kind of, in this area, there's this kind of heat coloration. Discoloration is kind of a golden kind of color, and then it's got purple and blue, a bit rainbow colors here. So that's an indication that it's been heated, but not terribly much. Doesn't look like it. Take a look inside. I've already taken a lot of the dust out of this. A little bit of scoring. Yeah, it's been wearing a little bit in here. You can see there's a bit of a ridge, definitely a ridge there. I can feel. Looks like it could be still used in a pinch, so I'm going to save that. Flywheel, basically, is what that ends up being. Now, let's take a look at the clutch pack itself here. It's got the retainer nut and the yellow paint again there, so there's a bit of metal there, shavings. This isn't looking so promising, because I found, yes, that's what I thought. That spring belongs to this foot here. Yeah, so that's moving freely. It shouldn't move at all like that unless it's at speed, because look, I can't pry these other ones up out of here because they're held in by the other springs. So okay, this is, I think, the reason why we can't get it in gear. When the engine is running, you can't get it in gear. When it's not running, it will go into every gear. So it is probably, this foot is engaging with the bell, with the clutch bell, and it's keeping it spinning when it shouldn't be spinning when you're neutral and at low revs, and that won't allow you, of course it engages your gears and won't allow you to select a gear. So there you get gear grind. This is causing gear grind. So we're going to have to replace this or fix it. Let's take a look here. You can probably see, I can see, that this is very worn. It's already scraping metal here. There's fresh metal scraping there on that. It's cracked. There's a piece missing from it. They're glazed. This one here as well, it's right down to the metal already on this side. You can see it's been scraping. There's a chunk missing. This one's also glazed. This is the thing, when you buy used, you never know exactly what you're getting. Sometimes you get surprises like this. It was working fine, so there must have been maybe 0.5 millimeter left in the pads, and then when I was driving it out on the snow and whatnot, it eventually started to just wear down. These pads are gone. Let's take a look at the pulley. Looks pretty good though. I have to check it. That looks pretty nice. So we might just have to buy a clutch pack, just the clutch itself. But yeah, let's see here. You might be able to get a better view of it from the side. But you can see that's right down to the same level as the metal. So that's what was probably grooving up the bell housing. So it looks like we'll be replacing this. Hopefully we can just get the clutch part. Well, let's see. Okay, I almost forgot that we were going to take a look. I mentioned that we were going to take a look at the primary pulley system here with the weights. I guess it's a clutch system as well. I believe they call this primary clutch. We're going to take a look at this and see how it looks. It's not a bad idea since it's already open. Everything, the whole CVT is opened up there, the system and whatnot. Covers are off. That we take a look. This is an 8 millimeter I'm using socket, just a mini socket system here to open these nuts here. I want to take a look and see what shape things are in. Hopefully the weights, the round weights, are nice and round still, and there's lots of grease in here, or at least not lots of grease, enough that they move around properly. They are moving nicely, it seems, from what I can tell, but it's always good to investigate. You may have noticed that I have this pulley sitting on top of well, it's actually, well, it's not a cup, it's a container for feta cheese. I like to put a lot of feta cheese on our pizzas when we make pizzas, so end up with a lot of these little handy little plastic containers later for kitchen fuel and things like that. But it's also good for this to keep keep it in a good position so the rollers stay down when you're working on it. I'm just going to give this a little twist. It's a little stuck. There we go. That looks okay. Nothing too major going on there. Now, let's take a little look. I'm going to press on the sheave and see how she moves. Well, it's fairly smooth. I don't see any grease in here though. Let's pull this retainer up here and the guides. Take that out. Take a quick look. A little bit dusty. Try not to lose those. And here, I don't see any grease. The rollers seem to be moving all right. But they're dry. It is dry. It needs a little bit of a clean too. So, looks like I'm going to be cleaning this up a little bit and putting a bit of grease in here. All right. Well, it gives me something to do while I wait for the clutch pack. I ended up ordering the whole set with the pulley, the flywheel, and the clutch. Well, it was around $200 for the whole set, but that means I don't have to wait 2-3 months for it to show up. So I figured it's not a bad deal. And we'll cut to that when it shows up. Shouldn't take more than a couple days. All right, we'll get back to that. Now, I'm going to just put some grease in here, and then when we get back, we'll set everything up again.